Right, everyone, let's go live for 2026 Spanish Grand Prix, Barcelona Grand Prix. It's hot there, it's hot here. Is it hot everywhere? I don't know, but should be a ton of degradation. Ton of degradation. Okay. Track temp, I think, is similar to yesterday, about 50 degrees. And we're going to see a ton of pit stops. We're going to see a ton of strategy. We're going to see who's managed to look after their tyres in free practice qualifying. What time does the race start? I got a timer. Because for the first time I've been sat here for 5 minutes. I thought, okay, I'll get my timer done. Normally I'm here with like 20 seconds to spare, hoping everything works. But today I've been a little bit more professional. I've even sponsored this stream with my own newsletter. Because like, hang on, why don't I tell people about my sim racing newsletter in the F1 stream? So there should be a pinned comment where you can sign up for my sim racing newsletter. Thousands of people already signed up. And I'll send that out. I'll send this week's edition out later today. So everyone who signed up during the stream will get it. Hopefully that's there as a pinned comment. Don't know why the pinned comment's at the bottom now. Welcome, Chai. Good to see you. I thought you were missing the race, or you missed qualifying because of barbecue. What's my prediction? Kimi P1. Oh, I was going to say George P1. I mean, if anyone's going to say Hamilton P1, I'd like to hear it. I'd like to hear it a lot. Chai, I'm curious what different strategies the teams will choose. I'm seeing at least a 2-stop, if not 3. Yeah. I think there's going to be some very interesting strategy. I think it's a massive shame that... What's a massive shame is that Catalonia's going off the calendar, right? Catalonia is a fantastic track for different strategies. Because the deg, can, with the heat and the way the high-speed corners can be bruised on tyres. However... We've seen so much domination at Catalonia when we've been at Catalonia in recent years by one team or the other, Mercedes, Red Bull, Mercedes, that when it doesn't, the deg hasn't mattered too much because the fastest teams have a pit stop in hand, which I think is a real shame. So I really hope there aren't teams that get pit stops in hands here. But if you look at Monaco, look at what Kimi was doing at Monaco. I know that's a completely different circuit, but it doesn't matter that. You can't do... You're not vulnerable to teams behind you doing something really exciting with, you know, by stopping more, which is a real shame. But let's see what happens, because the deg could be so bad that actually some of the front-running teams who are more conservative get caught out. It'll be really exciting in the midfield. The midfield of this race is going to be super exciting. Welcome, Simba. Good to see you. Here's someone who knows about strategy. 3-stop because of safety car. Everyone else 2-stop. Yeah, I was thinking, because we covered free practice as well, and we saw like teams were just not going out. Why they're not going out, in my view, because they want to save tyres. If you're doing a 3-stop anyway, you have a safety car, maybe you end up doing a 4-stop. So you need to have 5 sets of tyres. So... Miss Quali indeed. BF's uncle had a birthday party that included the barbecue. I want to know what's on the barbecue. I want to rate the barbecue. Welcome, Vlad, as well. Good to see you. In various interviews, I've read that teams view Catalunya as testing. Traditionally, it has been the testing circuit. Even famously this season, it's where they did the closed test that I actually wanted to go to. The thing about Barcelona is it's often quite cheap to fly to Barcelona. And then you can take a bus or a train to the circuit. So I really hate that it's going off the calendar. Really not a fan. Welcome, Martin Humpson, as well. Good to see you. But yeah, let me know already in chat what you're predicting in terms of pit stops here at Catalonia. And also, is it hot where you are? 55 minutes to go. I can see Massive question is, are the Ferraris going to be good in their tyres or not? Massive question. I don't think Red Bull are going to be anywhere. I mean, it wasn't a good circuit for Red Bull last year, was it? But last year, didn't Max do the... Didn't he do that interesting strategy? Before he got tangled up with George Russell. Someone remind me. Chai says, plenty of hamburgers, sausages, skewers with various sorts of meat / seafood. Okay, so we're going surf and turf. Salads on the side. Baguette with herb, garlic, butter. I think we're going to have to give that at least an 8 out of 10. Chat, can we rate that barbecue? I'm giving it at least an 8 out of 10. I mean, if we're talking marshmallows, maybe that might be where we're dropping points. Yeah, it looks hot in Catalonia. Interesting thing about Catalonia is not a lot of covered grandstands. For a very hot circuit is an interesting choice, put it like that. And the footage you see on the left hand side, I mean, that was record temps. Like 44 degrees or something, wasn't it? Or was it when I went to Rome? When I went to Rome Formula E and the whole city was shut down, but the race went on. That was hot as well. But yeah, let me know in the chat what you're thinking. Is that man's going to take the Rolex sign? Is he going to take that Rolex sign? Nah. He's like, we could take it. I could put it on my head. Is there a helicopter there as well? Such a fun corner, this. Turn 7, as you can see. Turn 7, turn 8. Riding those curbs. What can V-Ling? Chai, I didn't see any marshmallows. I don't know if there was any dessert, really. Okay. Welcome to 12 Lacquer. 27 degrees sunny, but are waiting for a storm in the evening. Does that mean the weather's going to change? Wonder what the weather's going to be for British GP. Hopefully doing some more motorbike commentary soon as well. If anyone joined us for the Moto America stuff, that was good fun. Maybe I'll try and co-stream that on YouTube next time. Should I put this on this side? Where is my other metal thing? Does that look good like that, or should I keep it white? Sure, I love the Gridwalk videos. Yeah, we gotta do a year where, in the community, basically the community hosts me, and that means that I can go to every race and get these videos. Is it better white like that? I think it's better white. It's clean. I'm gonna put this side. Choice is barely 19 degrees, quite overcast. Yeah, tyre degradation going to be absolutely savage. Silver, when karting yesterday was good, both me and my son got PBs. Did you absolutely get him wrecked in the first corner, like I said? Assert that dominance. I'm going to be such a good dad. I'm already a dad. I'm going to be such a good karting dad. Did you do the Jos Verstappen? Drop them off at the petrol station on the way home? I really want to go karting. I might try and do a few days karting in a row. That'll let me know where I am in my fitness. Might kind of give me some stuff to aim for. I think this grandstand here is the Fernando Alonso grandstand this year. You dive bombed in. There we go. Love to see it. Fantastic. Are cars doing installation laps? No, they're not. There's still 15 minutes to go, as we can see. George Russell on pole position. Hamilton PT. Yeah, karting is more physical, I think, than people expect. I think people don't realise how physical it is. And there is such a thing as we say, being kart fit. And when I say kart fit, for me, it's all about core, like holding your core. But I released a karting video yesterday on this channel, actually. And last night I made a few more. So, yeah, should be more. I was thinking, do I do it on this channel? Do I release it on the Motorsport channel? Formula Fan TV? That's, because I'm doing race recaps on Formula Fan TV. If you're not subscribed, I need to tag the main channel. Under 50 minutes to go now. We can still see Charles Leclerc's stricken transponder. Did it come off or something?
Okay, crack on.
Yeah, George Russell at the beginning of the season must have been thinking, this is my year. I'm going to be a world champion. I'm set. Push and pull tough on arms and shoulders and hands as well. It's all like, it's all biomechanical with karting. If the technique is, if there's something slightly not optimal with the technique, parts of your body overcompensate and it gets even tougher. It's like any sport. And that kind of takes time to understand. But I try not to overexert myself when I'm karting, because I actually could overexert myself in the first few laps to be a little bit quicker, but I'll pay for it near the end. Not a good way. Look at the rubber here on the curbs. This is after the GP. Depositing all that rubber down. So I didn't expect Anthony to show up so strongly like that. In which way? This season. This season, yeah. I mean, everyone's saying now like how he's a precocious talent and everything. Maybe the signs have always been there, but... Though, I don't know, was it Montoya or someone was saying that actually Behrman was always a better driver? Seemed a bit harsh. Anyway, so it's an interesting test of George Russell's character, this situation. Silva's really pushing for the PB, so probs too much overdriving. Yeah, treat it as a sprint session then. It does look absolutely baking in Catalonia. You can see there now, 51 degrees is the track temp, 30 degrees air temp, but there's no breeze, it will feel really warm. Anthony was doing incredibly well for the rookie. Yeah, that's the lights were always there, and there were always rumours that Mercedes were looking really strong for 26. But I'm not sure it was a common theory to put 2 and 2 together. Moritz says Hulkenberg podium. Well, Hulkenberg at one point was looking really good in qualifying. So we'll have to see. Yeah, Russell was on pole, and it wasn't particularly tight either, was it? It's a massive race for Russell. Now, obviously, the odds would say that Hamilton's got a really good chance of overtaking him into turn 1. Really good chance. So let's see what happens there. Going to be 66 laps. 66 brutal laps for the cars of Catalonia. Chai says, I wouldn't want to compare Anthony to Verstappen right now, but how comparable would their rookie seasons be? Well, wasn't Verstappen moved up from the Toro Rosso to the Red Bull at Barcelona, and didn't he win in Barcelona? So I think Verstappen's rookie season was a bit different because, well, I don't know actually. If you look at it in some ways, Verstappen's rookie season was a bit different because he was in Toro Rosso, which is definitely a junior team to Red Bull. However, how comparable was the Toro Rosso in Verstappen's debut season to the Mercedes in Kimi's debut season? Because that Mercedes wasn't the best car, put it like that, last season. So maybe they're more comparable than we think. Maybe more comparable than we think. There's this really funny advert with, I think it's Liverpool football players advertising some sort of like oven. I'm like, they're never going to be using that oven. Do people not see that? Martin confirmed in 2016 at Barcelona. Yeah, he got moved. He was one of those ones who got moved up. Same with Vettel, got moved up. So maybe it's a bit more comparable. I mean, yeah, maybe it's actually more comparable than anyone's really talking about, because the Red Bull had been the dominant car up to about 2013 with Vettel. So it had been a dominant car. Verstappen went into it. The Mercedes that Kimi went into had been a dominant car about 3 years earlier, and Kimi went into it. So you go into a team that has the very recent residual knowledge on how to dominate championships, and you come in as a very young driver. Verstappen's teammate at Red Bull back then would have been 2016. Oh my days. Verstappen's teammate in 2016 at Red Bull. It wouldn't have been Verne, because didn't Verstappen get promoted instead of Verne? So who replaced Webber at Red Bull? This is a real blank spot in my memory. Was it Ricciardo? Was it? Did he partner Ricciardo in the Red Bull? Must have been Ricciardo, right? And Kimi's partner George. You could say George and Ricciardo also fairly similar. Not too dissimilar. There are some similarities there. If that's the case. Ricciardo. So yeah, maybe it is actually quite similar, Kimi and Max's rookie seasons. What is Ashford Outlet? How is this thing so big? Well, I've never seen it. It looks like you can see it from space. Okay, pretty soon we should see the cars start to go around doing installation laps. No chicane at Catalonia anymore. Verstappen took Kvyat. Okay. No, yeah. So when who did Kvyat take? Who did Kvyat replace? So both the seat and the lady. That's Shakespeare. Who did Kvyat replace at Red Bull? I think maybe cars very soon will be doing installation laps. See, we get the track map today. Kimi will be the new face of F1. Well, I'm already seeing him in plenty of adverts. So yeah, I agree. See some movement there. Anyone know who Danny Kvyat replaced at Red Bull? Yeah. Okay. So Vettel announced he's going to Ferrari, and basically Jean-Eric Verne and Kvyat were in the Toro Rosso. Jean-Eric Verne was doing better than Kvyat, and then he thought he would get the seat, and then he found out that Kvyat had the seat. I may have asked this when I interviewed him, I can't remember. Not too bad, Epic. Looking forward to the race. Looking forward to the race. Drivers are doing installation laps. It looks like it's going to be a 2-stopper minimum, but the 2-stopping strategies are including a soft tyre. I don't think anyone's going to use a soft tyre here. I can't see people using a soft tyre. Not seriously. Maybe use a soft tyre. We think there's going to be a safety car really early on, so you have a great start and then you pit with everyone else and get off it. Who do I root for? Not sure. Oh my goodness, some drama coming out of the pits between Lewis Hamilton and a Williams. Basically, I think like Hamilton was blocked a little bit. Maybe that was Albon. Hamilton looking racy, basically. Then he over to Ocon. McLaren's coming out as well. In quite a few races this year, we've had issues on the formation lap or around there. Even think back to Canada. Was it Lindblad who stalled on the grid in Canada? Like, haven't seen something like that for a long time. The start of the race in Canada was a real shambles. Yeah, let me know in the chat who you are supporting today.
Keep your head down.
Alfonso starting from the pits. Have I done this wrong? There we go. Roll like that. Blue head padding material must be used. Who's not got the blue head padding material in their helmet? So the drivers are basically going out in station laps, driving through the pits, if you're wondering what's happening. 36 minutes to go till race start. Due to change on this car. Probably his last ever Barcelona Grand Prix. Could a driver do 30 years in Formula 1? Has he done... Oh, he took that year out, right? Has he done basically 25 years? That's insane. So could he do 30 years? I mean, could someone like Kimi, so you come in at 18, could you drive till you're 48? Apparently Leclerc's car also had some stuff changed, I guess as a result of the crash, which he was very ashamed about, to use his words. He basically tried to maximise everything through turn 4. Young saying Alfonso could easily do 5 more years, while rumours are other teams are looking at him. And I wonder whether... I don't know how to explain this, but I just feel like with the commercialization of the sport, maybe, and also the target audience, I reckon right now America, Formula 1 wants to go after really affluent, older American fans, I would say. And so maybe that demographic identifies most with older drivers in their age range in a way that is similar to golf, perhaps. 'Cause I don't understand golf at all, but I know golf is massive. So maybe there's a desire also to make the cars easier to drive, etc. So you can have this longevity of career. But people like Sterling Moss were driving when they were quite old. Fangio was driving when he was quite old. In a way, it's interesting that we have drivers who are so young. In a way, that doesn't make any sense. Like, you should just be accumulating knowledge and skills as you get older. But for some reason, there's still a healthy inflow of young rookies. If he's physically able to do it, why not? If he enjoys it. If he enjoys it, for sure. If I see this LinkedIn advert one more time, I'm just going to explode. Who is a LinkedIn advert for? There's so many adverts I see online, I just don't get them. So driver's still doing installation laps. 33 minutes to go. I think grid start procedure might start at 30 minutes. I find sport is in such an interesting place right now because, and I've had a lot of thoughts about like the World Cup and everything. I feel like, because I've seen people say about the World Cup, fans can't afford it. And my feeling is that if you take like a final of an event, and this applies to music concerts, stuff like that as well, but take like the World Cup final or an F1 race weekend or whatever, I think there is way more demand for that event than supply. And I think it's not actually that fans can't I've seen it said that no fans can afford it. It's only the very it's the very wealthy fans can actually easily afford it, and there's enough for them to fill out the stadium. So it's not a case of, in my opinion, that no fans can afford it. It's more a case of you're making this an exclusive like non-inclusive event. Ordinary fans are being priced out. What does that? Does the whole pyramid of a sport kind of collapse if that's the case? Like, yeah, sure, you can sell out the World Cup final like at a minimum price of $10,000 a ticket, because the people that will go kind of want to boast that they've been to the World Cup final, and the reason that they can boast about it is because the World Cup final is a really desirable event, etc. But if that ends up eroding and eating out from the inside the actual culture of that event that ordinary people like us feel, then maybe it's actually not worth anything in the future. It's like, I don't think ordinary people, like I'll categorize myself, don't really care about super expensive restaurants. It's just like irrelevant, like whatever. Don't know anything about it, not jealous or anything. If anyone's trying to boast about it, doesn't mean anything to me. But something like watching football has historically been affordable. Or even going to a Grand Prix. Like going to a Grand Prix on a Friday or a Saturday has historically been affordable. So then that has a different feeling to it when it goes more exclusive. I feel like F1 age isn't as much of a limiting factor in other sports. Yeah, but then it cuts both ways, because if age isn't a limiting factor, why do we not see drivers come from other sport disciplines in? Thanks so much, Epic Adventures, for $10. Team Petronas. I like Anthony to win championship here. Thanks for your amazing, awesome channel. Keep up the great work. Thanks so much, Epic Adventure. Please put the claps in there in chat for the very generous donation. And as you're a Petronas fan, let's take a look at the Petronas, AMG Petronas wheel. This is it. Hopefully I should be getting the cable next week so we can be using it actually in content. There's your donation. That's what it looks like to me. All carbon fibre. Is light. In fact, I handle this wheel so much, it basically is a very bad thing for me because it means that my sense of how heavy a wheel should be is skewed by this very high-end thing. Very nice wheel. NASCAR's known for having pretty old drivers. Yeah, and I wonder if that contributes to the fandom where people, maybe older fans, have more affinity with that. Also, we see in football, like Ronaldo and Messi are like ancient in football terms, but they're at the World Cup, and they're heavily used in the marketing. Chai says, retires, seems like most teams have lots of new hard compounds. Yeah, what about mediums though? I think the hard tyre is going to be the race tyre. Captain Addy's that wheel from an F1 car is pretty well. This one's not waterproof. Yeah, this is a very, very, very serious wheel. That's all carbon fibre, molded carbon fibre, pressed in there. It'll be heated. Possible strategies: medium, 15. Yeah, let's see what happens there. I mean, you do have to use 2 different compounds of tyres. What's the safety car rate been like this season as well? Because I reckon probably we've seen on average a safety car race, right? So if you can time that right, you could even minimize the time you spend on the non-race tyre. Looks like the Mercedes wheel. It is actually the Mercedes wheel. That is the Mercedes wheel. Right, cars are making their way to the grids, everyone. Yeah, big thanks, Epic Adventure. Good to see some claps in the chat as well. Going to be different options on strategy. Faux show. 49 degrees track temp, so hovering around 50 degrees. Tell you, it's baking at Catalonia. A lot of the uncovered grandstands as well. If you go to Catalonia for anything else, it's such a shame because the reality is, apart from the MotoGP, nothing is going to sell out like this. Like, I'm pretty sure WEC is not going to sell out the grandstands around the track. Or sell out the main grandstand. And so I feel like the... You know, because I've been to Catalonia circuit when it's completely empty. I've cycled around it. Like, it comes alive at an F1 weekend. And everything fills up, and it's going to be like, imagine aliens visiting it when there's no Formula One. Like, what's this massive structure for? With this looks like it was designed for some kind of speed, or there's barriers here, and looks like grandstands. There's no one here. It's going to lose its soul. I think it really is a Formula One circuit. But I'm generally quite sad this is the last F1 Grand Prix at Catalonia. Although, are they saying it's gonna swap? It's gonna alternate with Spa? And I'm not actually massively averse to like alternating races, because I actually think that's a bit of a win-win. I've said before how when F1 is like doing back-to-back or triple headers, it's just a bit too much for me. So I like the idea that you add a bit more scarcity back into Formula 1. Everyone with the exception of Verstappen has one set of mediums left. Verstappen has two. How's he managed that then? Very sneaky from Verstappen. Sneaking in an extra set of tyres there. Yeah, they'll be pumping dry ice into the cars. I would love to see Hamilton win. How long ago since his last win? 2 seasons ago, I think, for Mercedes. Never count Hamilton out at Silverstone as well. Never count him out at Silverstone. Leclerc's got one left of new softs because he didn't participate in Q3, but he didn't do his last Q3 run. Maybe Verstappen's got less hard left. That'd be interesting. $23 minutes to go, everyone. Wonder if there's any teams who bought upgrades going to be doing their whole mechanic block everything off. It's not Martin Brundle on the grid, it's Ted Gravitz. I'm a little bit bored of all this Martin Brundle like, oh, a celebrity didn't speak to me. It's like... I'm very lucky that I get to do grid walks myself these days, and if Seppi doesn't want to speak, I'll just straight on to the next one. Actually, it's going to be Nico Rosberg and Karun Chandler. It's definitely a B team. So Alpine are blocking something on the back of their car. So maybe they've got something they don't want people to see. I always feel like it's a bit performative, because you can't block all cameras, and all it takes is for one camera to get in there, and then there's a photo. So it's almost like, I feel like it's a bit of a dance, like, we've got something. It's like, this is how you signal that you've got an upgrade, is you get your mechanics to block the back of the car. Let's see how this race is going to go for the Audis, the Cadillacs, and the Aston Martins as well, because it is such a brutal one on tyre wear. Michael says it's hammer time today. You're going for a Hamilton win. You're going for a Hamilton victory. David, this is going to be a good race because of tyres and shenanigans. I think it is going to be a good race. And Owusu is going for the Hamilton victory. Captain had such high hopes for the Cadillac. I mean, I think Cadillac get away with so much lack of scrutiny about how bad they are. I think for everything that's been thrown at Aston Martin, Cadillac have also had time to prepare, and like, it's new regs, and they've got the Ferrari engine in there. And I genuinely don't see a path to how Cadillac are going to become competitive. I don't see it. I mean, I guess Perez almost sneaked a point, right, in Monaco. But they're so far off the pace, and they had a safety car at the end and everything, so it's a bit unusual. So release mid-pack. Yeah, I mean, there'd be no shame with Cadillac if they were at the back of the mid-pack, but the fact they're seconds off is just... they're getting lapped and lapped and lapped. Their driver pairing looks very uninspired, but there's not much more they can do there, I guess. And I just don't see any scrutiny on them. It's like everyone's afraid of criticising GM or something. because they're such a big company. Maybe they'll, you know, for the broadcast, maybe they'll sponsor them or something. Oh, it's Emerson Fittipaldi on the grid. That's crazy. They interview all these celebrities. You've got Emerson Fittipaldi, 2-time Formula 1 world champion, who is such a wealth of information. And that's why this whole, like, oh, celebrity didn't speak to me, it doesn't matter. Like, just move on. Verstappen 5th, Hadjar 6th on the grid, by the way. Let's do a nations check. Let's get a nations check in. Let us know where in the world you're watching from today, as there are just 20 minutes to go, actually. Now we have the timer. Blacker Croatia. Welcome Pilot, welcome Jess as well. Epic saying Hamilton's legend, he's a GOAT for sure. Susie K from UK. Martin from the Netherlands. Some work going on one of the Mercedes cars. Is it George Russell's car? The front wing is off. There's some frantic work going on. Epic from Florida. Martin, Netherlands. Captain says 1 hour 20 left at Le Mans. Welcome, cell phone. Robots from Czech Republic. Michael Awusu from Australia. Yeah, Kimi's car, because Bono's down there. Now they're putting that front wing back on. Kimi's car, so I'm not sure what that was about. Kimi will be starting right behind George Russell. Remember, it's only in Monaco that we saw Verstappen stall off the grid, basically. Chai from Netherlands. Drivers are going through to the anthems. Made from Brazil. Yeah, 16 minutes till the race starts now. After Karine Chanduk's not very good at this grid walk stuff. Oh my goodness, they take out someone there. They really want to get to Novak Djokovic because they've contractually obliged to interview him. Epic says, who's everyone in chat rooting for today? Yeah, let us know who you think's gonna win here. I've said Kimi, but will George run away with it? So the drivers are on the podium place at the front of the grid waiting for the anthem. Xavier's hoping for Hamilton. Hamilton's looking quite cool and relaxed. I think we will see Hamilton lead at the beginning if he gets a decent start. But Kimi did, to be fair, Kimi did get good starts in Monaco. Brad going for Luigi Hamilton. Xavier's saying, I feel like Kimi will struggle competition. So you mean like personally or struggle to manage the tyres? Kevin says, Lewis to win, Kimi second. Chai is here for the fast lap times, the safe dueling, and the Kireth community. Very nice. The national anthems of Spain and Catalonia. "15 minutes to go." It's very nice and comforting how familiar the pre-race procedure is. Something about it. Welcome to Leclerc in Q3, he crashed. Plenty can happen today in the race. Plenty, plenty, plenty. Looks like Spain aren't messing around with the anthem. Is there going to be a fly past? I think the helicopter's up there, so I'm not sure. Faisal Reza says, prediction guys, who win? Yeah, let me know in the chat who you think is going to win. I've gone for Kimi. But if Kimi wins, that'll be something bad will happen to Russell again. If Kimi wins, it'll have been bad luck for Russell. And then you have to really... Russell will start say, hang on, maybe I'm just cursed this season. Epic's going for Kimi as well. Kimi's got the big silver cooling jacket. So we are imminently, well, drivers are going to be getting final instructions by the side of the cars. And they'll be jumping in. 13 minutes to go. It's good having the countdown. I like that. People said it for so long, I was like, we don't need a countdown. But now we've got it. I feel like it adds an air of suspense to proceedings, which I quite like. Wait, let's smash the likes. We've got 200 people watching, 43 likes. We have to get to 1,000 likes one of these streams. Like, we have to get to 1,000 likes. Let's try and really absolutely champion those likes though, but we've got to be brutal. So we've got to get to 50 likes now. Yeah, was it 2024 George Russell did an insane move at the beginning. Overtake of the season for me. Toyota P1 and P2 at Le Mans. Wow. Is that... How are they looking on stints? Are they in sync? Toyota domination again. It's hard to bet against Toyota. Yeah, we've got the best mods in the game here. 100%. 12 minutes to go. So when drivers are in the pits in their cars, I see the mechanics put a book-like device in front of them. When you say book device, you mean like that? Because I think they have their screen that has, it shows the broadcast, it shows the live timings and stuff like that. So George Russell's going back to the garage now, I believe. And then it will go out to his car, so he's got to go back and forth. They're not short distances, which is why you see a lot of the drivers on scooters at the moment.
Keep trying.
It is very impressive how Formula 1 get the circus at every track and manage it. There's a lot of very competent people involved managing the event. Yeah, Lewis Hamilton 2 points ahead of George Russell in the championship, which is crazy. Let's move the footage. Pop it there. It's a busy old screen today, isn't it? It's a busy old screen. Where do we put this events list? Just go there. Nice. That's cleaner. Ayrton designed a racetrack in the Maldives. We submit it to the local authorities. These massive silver puffer jackets that Mercedes have are just so ridiculous. Hairband is going on for George Russell. Don't want to get that hair in your eyes. In Google Earth, okay. Do one for London. 10 minutes to a race, only we're under 10 minutes now. Lando's starting P4, is he going to be a protagonist? Given the long stretch till turn 1, I wonder how many drivers will start on softs. Let's see. It will be revealed. Kimi's helmet goes on. Hans device on.
Kimi head down.
Russell's balaclava goes on. Eight minutes to go. Ryan says Lewis to win. Let me know in the chat who thinks going to win here. I'm seeing a lot of Lewis support actually. Ayrton saying Hulk might get points. Yeah, he got to get off the fence there. So if I see another advert for LinkedIn, well, this American Express advert is now really annoying me. Eight minutes to go till formation lap is going to be underway at a very hot Barcelona circuit. A saying Russell to crash out in the formation lap. That'll be huge drama. I mean, given there's so much gravel here, would you say a safety car's more likely? I have a feeling that whether they call a VSC or a safety car could make a huge difference here. Yeah, we don't need to wish for crashing. Definitely not. Almost time. Maypan's hoping the Audis do better than the Williams. How come? This is the sort of racer that it will look good on reliability. Like the fact that Toyota are 1-2 at Le Mans makes me think, maybe in the future I should get a Toyota. They know how to make reliable cars. Robert Jackson's awake in North Florida. Go Max. Hamilton's got his helmet on. Walking to the grid. Six minutes to go till race start, everyone. We'll see what tyre situation. Has Kimi found his towel yet? I think so. Rockin' Spaceman.
Focus on the race ahead.
Is there a mad advert for Adidas or something with Kimi? Welcome Darwin. Didn't Kim send him a new one? I don't know, I haven't really been following it. It's going to be a punishing Grand Prix for sure. Extremely punishing. By the way, how good was the Monaco Grand Prix? Like, I'm quite excited for this. I like Catalonia. I like the different strategies. I like there's going to be lots of deg. The last race was quite exciting. However, the last race was exciting, but Kimi was absolutely dominating that. With 40 seconds ahead, wasn't he? So I'm just worried that the Mercedes are going to be so far ahead that you won't be able to overcome that with a different strategy. That's my worry, basically. Yeah, nice one, Epic. Definitely would be great to get to 140,000 today. That would be awesome. Let's see how we go. See, 169 likes. Very nice. Let's keep pushing that as well. Get to that big 1,000. And obviously I've got the Sim Racing newsletter as well. In the pinned comment. What do you think Norris will do today? See, Norris, I fear that the McLaren isn't going to have to pay. Ooh, okay, on the tyre front. So Hamilton and Verstappen on the softs. Verstappen's on a scrub set of softs, even though... Oh, he doesn't have a spare. Leclerc not starting on the softs. Hulkenberg on softs. Colapinto softs. Sainz, Ocon on softs. And at the back, got some hard tyre runners, but they're going to be so far off. Kimi is a new Verstappen. Let's see. Welcome Don Barracuda. Hoping Lewis wins, but also hoping McLaren do well. So, there we go. We got some scrubbed softs at the front. So Hamilton on softs looks like maybe wants to get into P1, maybe expecting a safety car or something. Well, welcome Professor as well. Last out of Le Mans, 17 seconds. Who's the third car? Is it a BMW? So Hamilton on the softs. So if it's a two-stop, Hamilton's going to go softs, mediums, mediums, I reckon. Or softs, hards, hards. Maybe there's not that much difference between the softs and the mediums, I don't know. He'll change them to free. Let's see. Soft tyres seems a gamble. Because if you start on the softs, you might get that great start, especially with the Ferrari Turbo. You might get in the lead. You might even get a little bit of a gap. But you might have to box earlier. You might be forced to box earlier. And you're going to end up in more traffic then because you won't have enough time to get enough gap to traffic behind you. Welcome back, Snowline. Good to see you. Jack Clark, what's the best tyres? I think the hard tyre is probably the race tyre. Yeah, very high track temps, 51 degrees. Baking out there. Don't know if we've got anyone in chat who's actually in Barcelona. Yeah, 51 degrees track temp. Very sunny. Basically what you can see in the footage. It was almost the same weather there. In fact, I think it was slightly hotter when I was there. Zia Shah says, when will race begin? Formation lap will commence at this point. Welcome, Rowan Laidlaw. You know what? I feel like let's do another nations check. So many people coming in. Let's get that nations check in. Let us know where in the world you're watching from. I want to do a massive nation. I want to see some nations I haven't seen before as well. Hopefully it's a good race. Yeah, we hope so. Welcome, Blackout. Maybe someone beside Kimi will win today. Let's see. Chaya from Netherlands, Vlaka Croatia, Professor USA, Macken Malaysia, User from Saudi, Clickrock from Netherlands. Welcome Chris Silva, Eagle and Jack as well. Kevin from Germany, Willie from Virginia, Donny from Ireland, Ryan from Wales, Martin Netherlands, Valku Finland, Darwin Singapore, Stemar from South Africa, Blackout USA, Epic USA, Suzuki UK, Duncan Indianapolis, Zia Shah Pakistan. We've got a lot of people from the US today as the formation lap is underway, everyone. The formation lap is underway. Jack Clark from UK. Yeah, formation lap underway. Captain Howdy from the USA. Stay Humble saying Max going to win. Ah, Simcoe watching from Japan. Good to have you on board. Planet Boy from Indonesia. Lindsay from the UK. So we've got a very global audience today. Kula from UAE. George from Scotland. Very nice. So it looks like everyone off the grid. Alfonso, remember, starting from the pit lane. Which is interesting, because when a driver starts from the pit lane, you have to wait for them to, I guess, trundle all the way through to the front of the pit lane. I imagine. Welcome back, Josh. Hayats from Jamaica. Esp from Australia. First thing saying, I think Kobayashi will win Le Mans. Well, let's see. Elo Australia. And Ajor says Alfonso. Okay, so Russell is making his way to his grid slot. Let's see what's going to happen here. I'm going to call the start as I see it, by the way. I'm going to call it as I see it. Welcome, Zara, as well. Good to see you again. And Geordie Merckfan is, unsurprisingly, from Newcastle, England. Ryan's from the UAE. Okay, so I'm going to call it as I see it. Let's see what's going to happen on the start. Is Lewis Hamilton going to get a banging start with that smaller Ferrari turbo, quicker to spool up, and the soft tyre? We will see. What about the Red Bulls? What will the start be like for the Red Bulls? Professor predicted Kimi wins this one and George Russell gets drive to penalty. Could be plenty of drama ahead. We will see. Or it could be domination. Let's see. So I'm going to call the start as I see it. Remember, hit that like button. Ugh. Hit that subscribe button, not subscribe. Try and get to 140,000. That'd be amazing. So the drivers are pulling up into their grid slots. Framango's watching from London. Imagine the scenes if we get a Lewis Hamilton victory today. Or if Kimi wins and overtakes George Russell with race victories in Formula 1. Or if George Russell wins and kind of gets back in the championship fight. Potentially, if George Russell wins and Kimi doesn't finish, there could be a massive swing in points. So Lance Stroll is going around the last corner as I see it. Alfonso dived into the pits. It's actually quicker to go through the pit lane than wait for the queuing of the grid starts. Okay, so I'm going to call it as I see it, everyone. I'm going to call it as I see it. Marshall walks behind, waves the green flag, although we did see that in Canada, and then not everyone started. Surely that won't happen again. And waiting for the red lights now. 1 red light, 2 red lights, 3 red lights, 4 red lights, 5 red lights. Red lights go out. It looks like it's a good start from Hamilton. Hamilton's going to be... Oh, no, not... no, Kimi covers him off. Russell covers him off. And actually it's Lando that has a good start. And is kind of up the inside of Kimi Antonelli, but then backs out. So going through the first corner, it is actually, as we were, Russell, Hamilton, Kimi, Antonelli. One of the Red Bulls went wide, but then didn't go through the escape route. So that could be a penalty. But it's as we were. And Piastri going side by side with Verstappen, trying to do something. So Piastri looking racy. And Russell already extending a little bit of a gap from Lewis Hamilton, which is pretty ominous given Hamilton's on that soft tyre. So Hamilton is in a Mercedes sandwich at the moment. Lando Norris is tailing Kimi. But George Russell is having a very, very, very good start here. And extending a gap. And it looks like there's a Red Bull going very slowly in the back pack. I think it's Hadjar. So I think Hadjar, who got squeezed out in turn 1, has got involved in some wars at the back of the pack. It is Hadjar. So Hadjar lost out massively at the start. George Russell has already got a 1.6 second gap. Andy says, come on, Russell, extend from Hamilton. This is huge from George Russell. Absolutely huge as the two Haas cars are fighting going into turn 1. I think Behrman was trying to go around the outside. I'm not sure it worked. In any event, Ocon is ahead of Behrman. Joe's just saying softs will struggle due to high degradation. I just wonder if Hamilton's on completely the wrong tyre. Verstappen also won that soft tyre, though he does set the fastest sector 1, but it's still too early to say. There's so much traffic. Welcome David from Ghana. And Stay Humble's happy it wasn't Max. Again, can you imagine? Could see Hadjar getting a penalty anyway, because I don't think he went through the full escape road through turn 1 and turn 2. They have that little path with the gate. Imagine he was so angry at being squeezed off. So 1.5 seconds now. Remember, the tyres go through a phase pretty early on, so let's see. Maybe it will start to come back to Hamilton. But I think personally it's quite ominous how good this is looking for George Russell. And that's not good news for Hamilton either, given that Kimi's in the same car and is right behind him. What happened to Hadjar? He got squeezed out in turn 1 and turn 2, end up in the midfield, end up in the wars. Wilson saying Malawi in the house, very nice. Who else has particularly gained? Charles Leclerc, who started 10th, has gained up into P7. Hadjar's gone down. Obviously, not Bortoletto's lost out as well. Fresh saying Lewis will get rid of these tyres very soon. 2 seconds behind already for Lewis Hamilton. Yeah, we might see the Astons go very, very, very long. I thought the Cadillacs were on hard tyres as well, but maybe I misread. Yeah, so Hulkenberg's under investigation for gaining an advantage in turn 1. So we'll see how that goes. How long can Lewis Hamilton last on these soft tyres is the question. Stoneline's feeling sad for Max. I think he'll quit. Quit this race or quit Formula 1. Lindblad is also under investigation for turn 1, so they're being very strict about it. As George Russell last time set the fastest lap, and Antonelli is now within a second of Lewis Hamilton. Is Mercedes' advantage really software? The engine is clearly superior. Well, apparently the combustion element is not the strongest on the Mercedes. Apparently it's strongest on the Red Bull. That's what they say. But look at this gap from George Russell. This is the George Russell we expected this season, to just be basically dominating like this. Perez is soft. Okay. Xavier saying she sent him one. It said Kimi from Kim. I think it might have been Kim's personal assistant. There we go. And Stay Humble saying already a gap between Max and Norris. Yeah, Verstappen dropping off there. Look at Leclerc coming through though. Leclerc is going to be all over Piastri. Maybe Leclerc has really good pace here. 2.6 seconds is the gap. This is what I'm trying to say, is that there's going to be loads of degradation today. We know that for sure. There's going to be tons of degradation. And that means that you can do interesting strategies. You can say, you know what, I'm going to pit for fresher tyres because I'm going to be, 1.5 seconds lap quicker. But that doesn't matter if the gaps are too big. And I just wonder here, how long can Russell keep this up? Essentially, can he actually get, over how many drivers is he going to have a pit stop in hand? As Lawson's going very slow. I mean, at this rate, Russell's going to get a gap to. He's going to be able to come out ahead of Lawson very, very, very soon. Professing Camera managed to hold on to softs 20 laps and gain massively at the end with the hard in F2. Well, let's see. Try and see what happened with Hadjar. Difficult to say actually. And what happened with Leclerc at the start? It's an absolute flying start from Hadjar, from Leclerc. I think Hadjar was basically going backwards at the start, but Leclerc was flying. Oh, great start from Charles Leclerc. Really great start. Wheel-to-wheel battling. High risk. Hadjar. Terrible start. Started 6. Got overtaken by about 4 cars. 5 cars maybe. 6, 7 cars before the end of the pit lane exit. That's how bad the start was from Hadjar. Really bad start. This is your 10-minute friendly reminder to like and subscribe. Yeah, we're trying to get to 140k. Like, maybe we can do it. Snowline saying, quit F1 altogether. I think I certainly would, considering the old clapped-out old tractor Red Bull's given it to drive. But then the FIA said the Red Bull's got the strongest engine. Welcome, Tim Biggs. Kevin Magnussen going in NASCAR as well. Okay. So I'm looking at the gap between Russell and Lawson. It's now 16 seconds. So Russell is massively opening up a gap there. And 2.8 seconds is kind of stabilised a little bit to Hamilton, dare I say. It's not growing at the same rate, I think. 6 laps to go. Yeah, a few drivers under investigation at the beginning for... Oh, who's in the pits? Lance Stroll in the pits. Could be a retirement. I think a retirement for Lance Stroll. Yeah. Zhang, I'm going to get water, and hopefully this time George won't go from 3rd to 14th. Did he do that last time in Monaco? Yeah, looks like retirement for Stroll. I mean, what are they doing at Aston Martin, frankly? What a mess. At this rate, I mean, I don't feel like buying an Aston Martin, frankly. This is the standard of cars that they make. Where's Verstappen? Verstappen kind of stable on the soft tyres, albeit lapping a second a lap slower. See, Verstappen's lapping a second lap slower already than Russell, even though he's on a softer compound. Oh my goodness me, Leclerc almost crashed into the back of Piastri in turn 1. Very close. Not sure if it's clipping or something like that. What happened to Aston Martin? How did they fall off? I think Adrian Newey's just washed. Adrian Fraudley, more like. It's going to be 3 seconds the gap from Russell to Hamilton. Unless Hamilton is... They know what they're doing with their delta. Interesting if Hamilton's in a gap to box and come out ahead of Lawson. That's going to be very interesting, because maybe they'll have a nice window to do something, do some sort of undercut. Okay, let's hope Charles has the brakes. Charles, you will not have the brakes, the Brembos. Isaac Hadjar went round the outside of Colapinto at turn 4, which is incredible. That's the corner where Leclerc crashed yesterday. How not to build a car, yeah. I mean, that would be very good at writing that one. Yeah, Stroll's out. Old Strolly boy. Oh, Leclerc trying to go around the outside of turn 3. Leclerc going around the outside of Piastri turn 3. Might need to keep it and get the job done turn 4. He does. Into turn 4, he sweeps across. So Leclerc, great move around the outside of Piastri at turn 3. That's a tyre shredder move, that one. Great move. So Leclerc up to P6. So it looks like the Ferrari has some pace. You know, albeit he's lapping a second lap slower than Russell, but... last time around, Hamilton wasn't that much slower than Russell. And actually, it was Antonelli who was half a second off. And Norris's pace last lap was very good. And Leclerc's pace last lap was very good. This could be more competitive than maybe it seems. Or maybe it seemed in the first lap or two. Leclerc to P6. So I can't even watch F1 now because it's too depressing for me. I don't need any more sadness in my life. I really want to see things improve for Max before I go, but there's zero chance for that. Well, we'll see. Anything can happen in this race. Anything can happen. Max happened in P5 at the moment. Safety cars could be interesting. Miriam says, I know Lance Stroll is the son of the owner, but why do they even keep him around? I refer you back to the beginning of your sentence. 3.2 seconds is a gap between George Russell and Hamilton. But maybe more importantly, Hamilton is approaching a 20-second gap to Liam Lawson. I don't know exactly what the pit loss is, but let's say it's about 24 seconds. In a lap or two, Hamilton will be able to get off these soft tyres and come out ahead of Liam Lawson and basically have clear air ahead of him, which could be very interesting if Ferrari want to do a strategy like that. Could be very interesting. Bortoleto being noted, Behrman being noted. If you get a 5-second penalty this race, surely you're better off not taking it and just arguing it after the race. Given what happened in Monaco. So Leclerc's pace still not bad, actually. So Leclerc's going to try and get past Verstappen here. This could be interesting. This could be interesting. Is Verstappen going to fight this? Professor saying the mediums now faster than the softs. Who are you watching to... Are there any teammates who split? Well, Hamilton and Leclerc are split, for example. Where's Bottas gone? Oh, Bottas and Alfonso dicing in turn 1. Is Kimi going to lose, Raphael says. What, like if you ain't first, you're last mentality. So Hamilton, what's the gap between Hamilton and Lawson? Still about 20 seconds. So I think a bit too early to box. But Hamilton could think about boxing when that gap is open. He might need to get past Piastri if Piastri stays out. Oh, procedure infringement. Someone's being investigated for procedure infringement. Joe's saying this race here, plan B. Okay, let me know what you would do strategy-wise. If you're Lewis Hamilton's, if you're Ferrari, what do you do strategy-wise here? And also keep an eye on Leclerc on Verstappen. Alex Albon, by the way, is the driver being investigated for starting infringement. Gasly complaining he's losing time behind Colapinto. Don't know whether there'll be any team orders enforced there. So now, I do understand that I've always thought Hamilton's a great driver. My dad and I were huge fans of his back in the day. Hyper saying P10, good job from him. Welcome back, Funky Monkey. Funky, what the hell? Funky Monkey in the house. This is a... What? Chat, can we all welcome Funky Monkey? How long has it been? Funky Monkey, is this real? Is this like some sort of mirage? Is it Funky Monkey in the house? Chat, please, I'll say please get your monkey emojis out, but can get your claps out there for Funky Monkey. What's been going on in Funky Monkey world? Okay, so... Oh, Hamilton boxes, Hamilton in the box, like I predicted. So is he going to come out ahead of Lawson? Oh, I tell you what, it might be close. It might be close. Maybe it doesn't matter because he's going to get past him easily. So Hamilton, I'm not sure Hamilton's going to come out here. Oh, Lawson boxed anyway. So that's great news for Hamilton. What about Hülkenberg T1? Hülkenberg T1. Marginal. Looks like Hamilton may have just stayed ahead. We'll see. Is this 5D chess from Ferrari here? Is this 5D chess? Wow, I think they might have got a bit lucky with Lawson boxing, to be honest, given how close that was with Hülkenberg. So Hamilton's boxed and is on the hard tyre. So what do you do for George Russell now? What do you do if you're George Russell now? Anyway, good to see you back, Funky Monkey. Just back for the hypercars. Oh, was it Lawson taking a penalty? Did Lawson get a penalty? It looked like he was serving a penalty. And George Russell does box to cover off Hamilton. So any difference in any ability to go longer on the medium tyres has been negated. And Russell was saying that Lewis is probably going for a 3-stop. That's what I think. I think it's going to be 3 stops. And if there's a safety car, it might turn into 4 stops. So you better make sure you got those mediums and hards in your garage. I don't think it was a terrible stop. I think it looked like he was serving a penalty. Was it an imaginary penalty? Verstappen boxing as well. So Hamilton, a little bit of a cheeky undercut there, is now within 2 seconds or at 2 seconds off Russell. Oh, a very slidey exit from Russell out of the pits. Very slidey. 3 short stops. Well, this is interesting. This is why don't take Catalonia off the calendar, you stupid. We don't have enough circuits like this. You got to put Sepang back or something like that. I feel like I'm just shouting into the void when I say I really enjoy Catalonia. Okay, let's see what Antonelli's going to do now. So Hamilton and Russell both on the hard tyre. Are we going to have split strategies? Antonelli looks like he's not going to box. Norris boxes. Norris boxes. Leclerc will probably go long here, I imagine. Leclerc's on a different strategy. I mean, Leclerc's going to inherit P2. So Norris boxes. So does that put Antonelli under slight pressure? Professing George might be investigated for pit entry. Is that a sarcasm? Surely George can't take that. As Hulkenberg boxes now as well. It's going to be a ton of pits in the midfield, I reckon. Eduardo just going from work to the Hamilton pit. Hamilton has boxed, confirmed. Hamilton was the first driver to box, as Haas split the strategy and Ocon comes in. Alpine split it because Colapinto came in as well. So very confusing now, but I can cut through it for you because Russell is a de facto leader here, with Hamilton less than 2 seconds behind. Hang on a second, Hamilton fastest lap last time around. Hamilton's got the pace. Maybe the Mercedes isn't as comfortable on the hard tyre. Hamilton, it's hammer time now. If you're supporting Hamilton, put your hammers in the chat, because Lewis Hamilton is on hammer time right now. 1.6 seconds to Russell. Also, this is very interesting because they're going to be catching Piastri. Now, is Piastri going to box here? What's Piastri on? Mediums. Maybe Piastri's going to box and get out the way. Yeah, Piastri boxes. But what do you do with Leclerc? Leclerc started this race P10. He's now in the lead, albeit he needs to take a pit stop. But frankly, he's still going to come out ahead of Lindblad. In fact, Hadjar and Lindblad still into box, so he's not in a bad position at all, essentially. But do you keep Leclerc out here and hold up Russell? Look at the hammer times coming in the chat. Do you keep Leclerc out here and hold up George Russell? This is the moment I've been hoping for, where a team is not the fastest. The fastest team is vulnerable to another team splitting strategies. This is what I waited for a long time. Professor pointing out that Kimi's boxed. Yeah, Kimi had to box to cover off Norris. Look how powerful the undercut is. Because Norris is only a second off Kimi. The undercut is huge. The undercut is absolutely massive here. Andrew hopes something good happens. I tell myself that every day. Just hoping for those good emails to come in. Do you want to go to Singapore? Yes. It's hammer time, I can see in the chat there. So Leclerc staying out at the moment. So what do you sacrifice Leclerc's race to hold up Russell here? This could be very interesting. We could be about to witness, because Leclerc is 2 seconds a lap off Russell. So at this rate, in 2 laps, Russell's going to catch Leclerc. Leclerc is so much slower, I'm not sure there's anything to do. But at the moment, it looks like they're sacrificing Leclerc's race, unless Hamilton and Russell are on a 3-stop and they're trying to do Leclerc on a 2-stop. Ooh. What if that's the case? What if Leclerc's on a 2-stop here? Degradation's going, but you can't take Catalonia off the calendar. Mr. Ace, Leclerc is first. He can slow down Russell. Yeah, but he's so far off the pace. He's so far. As Bortoletto comes in. Look how low down Alex Albon is. Pretty crazy. As Bottas gets lapped already. 16 laps in. shambles from Cadillac. A saying Leclerc is extending his stint. He just said it on the radio. Andrew say Ferrari will make a mistake. It always happens. So that gap, which was for... Oh, Leclerc boxes! Well, Mr. Ace, don't believe everything you hear on the internet, because Leclerc has boxed here. And Russell regains the lead of the race. And basically identical lap times between Russell and Hamilton last lap. I tell you what, it's so good doing all these watch-alongs because we get to feel the real flow throughout the whole season. This feels like a moment where, hang on, Ferrari are like, we might be on par with Mercedes. Ferrari might be on par with Mercedes. Bottas retiring, he's had enough. Mappen saying Ferrari doing strategy, what is this? Well, depends, because I'm not sure Leclerc has gone long enough to do one pit stop less in the race, and he's been losing a ton of time. But what this shows essentially is that the degradation of the tyres is massive. Absolutely massive. So keep an eye on obviously Hamilton and Russell, but then also Anthony, Norris and Verstappen. Because look how far now Leclerc is. I mean, to be fair, he is ahead of Piastri, but at one point Leclerc was right behind Verstappen. Chai said, I'm guessing the win of the GP will be determined by best tyre strategy. Let's see. Yolanda spotting Bottas, retired. If Lewis wins his 8th this year, it'll be absolutely insane. Well, I think he could win races. By the way, make sure to hit that like button. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We can definitely try and get to 140,000 today. Yeah, Bottas is fully retired. 1.8 seconds is the gap between Russell and Hamilton. And I wonder if Hamilton is absolutely maximising all preservation of the tyres. Let's see. Remember, Hamilton can undercut Russell again. This is what's really powerful here. Hamilton can do another undercut. If he's happy to go on a 3-stop, he can do another undercut. So Hamilton's 6 laps into this stint. So in about 10 laps time, maybe he'll fancy another undercut. And also, Russell may be within undercut range here. Sounds insane. Russell seems to be more worried about Kimi than Hamilton. Welcome, Samir Kawu. That might be Russell pretending that Hamilton's not an issue, but I think Hamilton seems to be an issue, especially if he can look after the tyres. It's, you know what, it's just amazing to see Lewis Hamilton in a strong second place. Like, looks like it's a strong second. Hyper's done about you, but Hadjar's been underrated this season. Maybe he's not having the best race. Are the Red Bull cars slower this year? Yes, although they also have the fastest engine, so work that one out. Norris, it's interesting to me how Norris can also keep up with Antonelli. So what is the Leclerc strategy? I just don't understand. He's only done 2 laps. He's only done 2 laps less on this tyre than Kimi and Piastri, so it's not enough to change strategy. But he should have boxed earlier, essentially. I think he just lost too much time. Michael saying Kimi's catching. He is. Kimi's actually on fire. But also, he's bringing Lando with him. He's bringing a little Lando Norris along for the ride, which is quite interesting. Behrman's in the pits. So Behrman and Lindblad have gone really long on the medium tyres. Let's see how that works out. I don't think it's worked out fantastically. Maybe Behrman's definitely on a 2-stop. So maybe Behrman's going to do now, I don't know, 20 laps on the 30 laps on the hard, something like that. Simba Hamilton being told to take a corner certain way in response. Nope, doesn't work for me. Not my style. Too much understeer if I do that. What do you make of that, Simba? It's a very fast driver yourself, who's also doing a lot on the setups these days. So you perfectly poised to understand the relationship between driver and kind of setup. I think at this stage, I mean, if I'm a driver, I like being told, hey, there's another way you can do this, and I can just say whether I think that's going to work or not. ultimately, if I'm in a rhythm that feels good, even though I could take the corner slightly better, if it's a massive change to do it, I might be like, no, I'm good in my rhythm. Welcome, Noah. Where's Noah? Well, Charles at the moment, Charles is half a second a lap quicker than Lewis, but he's in a different stage on the tyres as well. Welcome, Max Verstappen. Shouldn't you be driving? What's the Verstappen pace looking like? 20.5. So Leclerc and Antonelli were fastest drivers on track last time around. The Hadjar pace is very strong. He's got obviously a huge offset against Lindblad. Colapinto was asked to switch cars. I don't think he was a massive fan of doing it, but welcome, Ravite. Kimi may catch Lewis. Let's see what happens here. So Leclerc 121.7, faster than Kimi that time. So Leclerc fastest car on circuit. However, 20 seconds back. So this is what I mean. Leclerc is out of pits. He's lost a pit stop anyway. So even if he's on a pit stop less strategy, it's irrelevant because he's lost that pit stop. You should make some merchandise. I do get companies who offer to, they say they take care of it. I'll have to get back to them. That would be cool though. We could do that and people could send in photos. The thing that I find annoys me is like, even if I select all of the like margin to the lowest possible, the shirts are still really expensive. But maybe I don't, that's not my, it's not for me to work out what's expensive, is it? Lewis on plan C. Samir saying Lewis on fire. DD Lord, I'd be pretty unhappy if I was forced to lose 2 seconds. Well, I think Leclerc's strategy was suboptimal. But let's see. Hamilton not losing as much time in this stint as he did in the first stint. 2.2 off. However, Kimi is really attacking that front group. At this rate, Kimi is going to close up. Vidat says, let's go, Lewis. Alright, well, I'll have to get back to these people. They say they can... There's all sorts of companies that say, oh, you're a YouTuber, we've got 100,000 subscribers. You probably want to do merchandise, but you don't have the time. Don't worry, we'll do it. Sounds too good to be true, right? Okay, who's going to be next? Well, Lindblad. So Lindblad is definitely on a 2-stop. Like, Lindblad's going to make a 2-stop work. Because we're a third of the way into the race, exactly. So, if you box now, you're kind of on a 2-stop, but he did start on the medium, so the hard should go longer. Professor and Kimi's sacrificing the hard to catch up. Yeah, again, he's absolutely eating time, isn't he? As Hamilton's lapped Alfonso. Is Kimi bringing... Yeah, Kimi's bringing Lando with him as well. Like, Lando's there or thereabouts. Tell you what, it's been a while since we've seen a race like this. We've always been robbed a little bit. Like, even at Monaco, we were robbed with losing Verstappen, I would say. But here, we haven't been robbed of anything. This is shaping up nicely. Look at the difference in pace between Lando and Oscar as well. Oscar's really struggling. Samir says George should be catching the back drivers. I think he is, yeah. Let's see how that affects the efficiency of the lapping. Jan Lumbun Tobing saying, come on, George. Let me know in the chat who you're supporting. Who are you supporting? Not necessarily thinks going to win, but who are you supporting? Poet says Kim Kardashian has inspired Lewis. It's like a Homelander being visited by an angel. Russell will be trying to get past Perez here. Hamilton will have flashbacks to Abu Dhabi 2021. Nana Bikoi spawned Hamilton. Eduardo Ferrari, Don Barracuda Hamilton, McLaren, Kulud Kimi, Laksha Max, Adam Verstappen, Sky Oscar, Gage Hamilton, Noah Verstappen, Rebecca George Russell, Michael Hamilton, Salim Verstappen as always. Rush upon Kimi. Interesting strategic race this one. It's Hamilton. Look how long it took for him to get past Perez there at the end of the straight. Bottas retired as a precaution, okay. Gasly spun Sainz. As he's supporting George Russell, Max Verstappen is supporting Max Verstappen, unsurprisingly. 2.3 between Russell and Hamilton. And Kimi catching but hitting traffic. But yeah, look at the gap between Russell, Hamilton, Anthony, Norris. 7 seconds between the top four. 24 laps in with no shenanigans. It's pretty exciting. Willie's supporting the GOAT himself to Lewis. Memory supporting Hamilton. Joseph Lando. So if Hamilton tries to do an undercut now on Russell, the undercut could actually work or get Russell into a fight coming out of the pits on cold tyres. Where does Hamilton come out? If Hamilton comes out ahead of Piastri, ooh. But there's no point. It's too early. It's too early. It's too early to go. But if you're Mercedes, you have to be on tenterhooks here. Because if let's say Hamilton boxes early, and you're like, I don't know why he's boxed that early. Either you keep Russell out and you are going to get undercut in the next pit phase, or you have to box Russell, but you don't really know what's going on. You're completely messing up your own strategy just to defend against Hamilton. So there's lots of balls at the moment in Hamilton's court. Funky saying Verstappen not happy with medium tyres, only a bit faster than Hadjar. I guess he's getting them out of the way. He's starting on soft, so he's going to use all 3 tyres probably. Snowland saying I don't think Max even cares anymore. Yeah, Max just kind of in no man's land. Being hauled in by Charles Leclerc. Sims won the Aston Martins. You mean Aston Martin? The Aston Martin. Okay, so 2.3 between Russell and Hamilton. 13 laps on the hards for Hamilton. He's not going to do 42 laps on the hards. I think Hamilton's getting to a window where he can box. It's all about that gap with Piastri. Maybe needs a bit more time. What's Piastri lapping? 22.9. Oh, Piastri is lapping faster than Hamilton and Russell. So what's going on here? Is the pace changing at the front? Is the pace slowing at the front to manage tyres? Big Joe, I need Hamilton to win to cash a 5-6-4 parlay ticket. I have no idea what that means. But good luck. Right, supporting Max. Max will go for plan C. What's the strategy going to be saying here? Look how close Norris is to Antonelli as well.
Okay, crack on.
Norris lapping faster than Anthony, Hamilton and Russell last lap. Like, the Norris pace is real here. Chai, I'm good. I'm glad to see Hamilton back at the front again. He sounded so defeated at the red last season. It sounds like he's made some changes. He's affected institutional change at Ferrari. Yeah, Lando's on the move. China says, what would? What would what? What's Hulkenberg been up to? Oh! Might not be too happy at the defence from Liam Lawson. I think it was legitimate. I don't think it was a double move. 23.3 last round for Hamilton. So Hamilton's pace is really dropping off now. And Antonelli is reeling in Hamilton. Yeah. How many DNFs did Cadillac have? Too many? Hamilton World Driver Championship? Not sure. Russell in the front feels a bit weak, underbalanced. Well, Russell's got to worry about Kimi now. 4 seconds behind. By lapping a few tenths quicker. Welcome, have K Fla. And Leclerc is taking half a second a lap out of Verstappen, so he'll be there soon. So we'll see Leclerc, I think, got to P5, unless that's a instant waiting to happen. So basically, Lando and Kimi are catching Hamilton big time. Like, big time. And I wonder whether Hamilton needs to box again. I think he's just out of undercut range. Charles, shout out to my boy from the Philippines, Cade Dwight. Let's see what happens here. I wouldn't be surprised if Hamilton boxes. Oh, he does box! Sign me up, Ferrari. Sign me up. So he's going to do like another 20. Another 20 on the hards. So Hamilton boxes. Where did he come out in relation to Piastri? That's the big question I had. I think he's going to come out behind Piastri. He'll have to overtake Piastri. So that's the risk Ferrari taken. I also think Russell isn't vulnerable to the undercut. But Russell's got to make a massive decision here. Because if does Russell try and cover off Hamilton? But does he end up on a massively compromised strategy to Kimi? So what do you do if you're Russell here? I think you stay out. Unless your pace is also tanked. Russell's got to play 4D chess against both Hamilton and Kimi at the same time. On the same chessboard. He's under attack on two fronts. So let's see. If he wants to defend against the undercut, he's got to do it now. Because Hamilton's going to come out and be 2 seconds a lap quicker. And the gap was 2.8. In any event, it's going to be close on pit exit if Russell decides to box. So let's see what happens here. And Russell had a pretty bad middle sector. Oh my goodness, Russell stays out. So I think Hamilton's already undercut Russell. Ferrari either cooked or is cooked. Guys, put in chat whether that's 4D chess from Ferrari or a terrible mistake. Because I think Hamilton has now executed the undercut. If he's behind Piastri, he really needs Piastri to box. That would help him out massively. Or he needs to overtake, double overtake here on Perez. Perez should probably get out of the way, be advisable. Don saying it was the right choice. So Hamilton needs to get past Piastri without compromising his tyres. 4,000 ELO chess. Don't tell me Hamilton goes around the outside at turn 3. He may have done. So Hamilton on the move. And Hamilton, by the way, went on to mediums. So Hamilton went on to mediums. But however, that issue there is going to cost him time relative to Russell. The gap between Russell and Hamilton is 23 seconds. It's an interesting strategy. Brad saying it's 4D chess. Let's see, is Russell going to come into the pits this time around? Russell come in? No, Russell doesn't come in. So this is interesting. So Mercedes have called Ferrari's bluff here. Rita says terrible strategy. So let's see what the Hamilton pace like as Verstappen boxes. So Verstappen and Hamilton on base same strategy. Hamilton does a 20.6. He's approaching 3 seconds a lap faster than Russell. And that gap is 20 seconds. So when Russell pits now, he'll come out behind Hamilton, although every lap he's going to have more fresh tyres. So it says Alfonso on 5 cylinders. Typical Aston. Kimi's got a black and white flag for track limits already, and I reckon he's going to get another one, knowing Kimi. So I reckon that's a 5-second penalty in the bag for Kimi. It's all at turn 10. How are they doing it at turn 10? Are they running wide on the exit or something? Or is a slow stop for Verstappen? The front left didn't come on first time. 4.5 second stop for Verstappen there. So it just goes bad to worse from Verstappen. Black and white flag means it's like a final warning for driving, essentially. So they've given him enough chances to not exceed the track limits. Yeah, Lewis fastest lap. So the gap between Russell and Hamilton is now 19 seconds. So Russell's really committed. It's interesting because they covered off Hamilton the first time. They didn't need to. Are they going to use Charles' spare soft tyre from quali? I mean, maybe at the end. Maybe at the end. Let's see how long he's going to go here. By the way, everyone, make sure to hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed. Now's the time to do it. And also definitely hit that like button. We should be... We've got 1,500 people watching, so if everyone hits the like button right now, it's completely free, obviously, we will massively go up to like near 500. Yeah, Max boxed. Max boxed. And Kimi's all over Russell now. Within a second. The Lando pace has dropped off, unless Lando's decided he's on a different strategy. And Hamilton is going to, not lap, but Hamilton's going to overtake Leclerc with a pit stop in hand. So let's see what happens here. Ah, there are all the lights coming in. I want us to be the stream that always gets the most likes, because we have the best community. So we should also be the stream that has the best likes. I think that would reflect it. 6/10 between Russell and Antonelli now, so Antonelli is arriving, but I think he's going to get a 5-second penalty. Hulkenberg in the pits, looks like a long one. Carlos Sainz is on the move, he's just boxed. And looks like Leclerc is going to move over for Hamilton. So Leclerc's on massively older tyres. And Leclerc's still got a box a second time, so Hamilton's pace has been way better than Charles Leclerc here. Way better. Yeah, Hulkenberg confirmed retired. So we've lost an Audi, a Cadillac and an Aston. PU in it. PU issue for the Audi. Well, what Mercedes going to do here? Because imagine if the Mercedes come together. Why would Kimi get a penalty? Because he's exceeding track limits too often. He's on a final warning. Hamilton on the move. Hamilton very much on the move. It's fair to say. This is a very interesting strategy. Because Hamilton has made up a quarter of the pit loss already. Because he's lapping almost 3 seconds a lap quicker. Oh, what do you do if you're Mercedes here? Surely Antonelli's going to go for it. Surely they won't come together. That'll be drama. It's Kimi versus George into turn 1. Looks like George stays ahead. Oh, maybe not. Maybe they're side by side into turn 3. This is where the Mercedes came together with Rosberg and Hamilton into turn 4. Will history repeat itself? Looks like Russell still ahead. I'll let you know exactly what was going on there. So, what happened? Russell down the straight. Did defend early. Kimi tried to go around the outside. Russell sweeps ahead. Oh, and Kimi had a very slidey run through turn 1. Kimi clearly has the pace. Tried to shape up to go around the outside, but couldn't. So this is also going to cost the Mercedes time because they are battling. Yeah, it's a Mercedes civil war right now. I think it will happen for the next lap until they need to box Russell. But if they box Russell... Oh, GameStar, thanks so much for the 100s. If Lewis wins the race, it'll be the greatest Ferrari strategy masterclass in 20 plus years. You know what? I'm inclined to agree with you. Chat, put your emojis in. Do clap up that donation from GameStar. Very much appreciated. Thank you very much. As Russell defends against Antonelli. Please do put your claps in there for donation. Taddy Chiaro hoping the strategy actually works. It's definitely hammer time. Hamilton's only 11 seconds behind Russell now. This might be 5D chess from Ferrari. Can Hamilton actually win? I think he can. I think he can as he gets past Bortoleto. That's Bortoleto. The way, there's many ways he can't win, but one way he doesn't win is if Mercedes do a pit stop less here, then this is all futile because Hamilton's just put himself further behind. Let's see. Basically, can Mercedes do like another 7 laps or so on this tyre and then do another equivalent stint on the hard tyre. Let's see. Basically, I think the Mercedes and Hamilton still need to do the same number of pit stops in the race. So what we're seeing now is just Hamilton being on a faster tyre, but if he catches, they're still going to be in the same position. That's how I see it. But it's great to see different strategies as I hoped for. What lap do you reckon Russell will box? I reckon if he goes like 7 or so laps, he'll split his last 2 stints fairly equally. Joe's just saying Russell's not going to let Kimi pass. They're wobbling around and losing time to Hamilton. I mean, very poetic if this battling means that Hamilton does win. And there was me back in the day, seeing a Ferrari on pole position. John says, reminds me of Budapest a few years ago when Mercedes pulled off a great win for Lewis versus Max. Working Titus. So Russell still ahead of Antonelli, and Hamilton just 8 seconds behind. Obviously, those medium tyres aren't going to wear. You know, you can put it like this: like Hamilton is still behind Lando on the road. Like if Lando and Hamilton have got to stop the same number of times, Lando comes in, that's going to help Hamilton, and Kimi's going to try and go for it again on Russell into turn 1. So I reckon Lando's going to go to the end. If it's possible. I mean, no one's actually done it. If it's possible, I think Lando's going to go to the end on these hard tyres. And I think Hamilton's going to stay on these mediums for maybe like 7, 8, 9, 10 more laps. And then he's going to go on a set of hards till the end.
Oh, sick.
That's what I think. So both Lando and Hamilton are actually on the same number of pit stops left. And what that means is that Hamilton is actually technically at the moment kind of behind Lando, because I don't think Lando needs to stop again, and Hamilton needs to stop. So this strategy by Ferrari is not a guaranteed success for Ferrari. Put it like that. As Russell boxes, so Russell boxes, maybe a bit to cover off Lando. So Russell's going to box now and go to the end, I reckon, on this set of hard tyres. So he's done 24 on these. He's going to need to do 30 on the next ones. Or this is great news for Kimi, by the way, because Kimi can extend his stint here. He is going to get a bit undercut, but Kimi can be much stronger at the end of the race. So Russell boxes and comes out ahead of Lando by a couple of seconds. So you can see why Russell needed to cover off that from Lando. Both Red Bulls are nowhere. Yeah, Piastri boxes as well. Has Piastri boxed again? Didn't Piastri box recently? Oh no, it was Lando. It was Lando boxed, I think. Yeah, Hamilton. Yeah, 100% Hamilton's going to stop again. So what I'm saying is that Hamilton's basically will have done an extra pit stop, and use those faster tyres to basically almost catch up as Antonelli pits. So in your head, you've got to imagine, like, does Hamilton still have extra pace in this stint compared to what? Oh, I don't know. So Hamilton's on mediums. What we got to see is we got to see what's the pace from Russell. So what's the pace from Russell this lap? So the lap that Russell's starting now. If Russell's going to be in the 1 minute 18s or something, then it looks like Hamilton has got to think about whether he wants to get on that tyre earlier, or whether Ferrari think, hang on, 29 laps on that hard tyre is really going to hurt them at the end. So what do you do, chat? What do you do for your Ferrari? Do you keep Hamilton out there and make your last stint shorter? Or do you bring Hamilton in now? Because now Hamilton's basically being undercut by the Mercedes, even though he actually never have caught the Mercedes. Maybe Leclerc can hold a Russell. I doubt it. Look at the lap times, it's going to be horrendous. So Lando, 20.2 is not insanely fast, I would say. That's not insanely fast. But let's see what Russell's going to be doing here. I mean, Russell's gone 4 tenths quicker in Sector 1 alone. He's gone 2 tenths quicker in Sector 2. So Russell's going to be in the maybe the low 1 minute 19s. Let's see. And Hamilton has just done a 21.3. So let's see what Russell does. Is it going to be low 1 minute 19? No, it's a 20.7. It's actually slower. It's actually slower than Lando. The last sector was really poor from George Russell. Maybe a mistake from George Russell. Terrible last sector from Russell. So that means the gap between Hamilton only lost half a second that lap to Russell. And I would say it's worth staying out and kind of like getting a good last stint, like not being on the ragged edge. Mercedes are going very long on that tyre. We haven't seen anyone in this race yet going that long on the hard tyre. And also there's a ton of traffic. So Leclerc is probably going to defend from Russell here. It's a Ferrari 1-2, by the way. If you're a Tifosi pan, put your Ferrari emojis. By the way, if you do want to use the emojis, it's 99 cents if you do want to become a member. I rarely sort of advertise it, but I should. So if you want to use these emojis, hit that join button. It's obviously very much appreciated. So Leclerc is defending in turn 12. But he's been overtaken. So that would have been a great move by Russell. And look how close it is between Russell, Antonelli and Norris as well involved. Now is Leclerc going to box? Leclerc does box. So what's Russell going to do this lap? 21.1. Not faster than Hamilton. It's hammer time, everyone. It is hammer time. Antonelli 20.8. Okay. Oh, okay. Second lap quicker for Kimi. So here's the thing. I can't read this. Because Hamilton, when he boxes, he's going to come out behind Lando. Okay? He's going to come out behind Lando Norris. And he's going to come out behind Kimi for sure. And obviously George. So how big a pace differential can Hamilton have? Yellow flag. Alfonso! Alfonso's crashed right by his grandstand. Safety car for Hamilton, game changer. If it's a safety car, it's a game changer for Hamilton. Are they going to call it? Are they going to call it before pit entry? Hamilton does not box. Yellow flag. VSC neutralized. Hamilton should have boxed. Hamilton should 100% have boxed there. Mistake from Hamilton not to box. Mistake from Hamilton not to box. I called it. Ferrari. Sign me up, Ferrari. Come on, we want to... I'll swap this Red Bull top. Ignore the Mercedes wheel. Should have boxed there. Should have boxed. Should have boxed. Now, is the VSC going to hold? Because if the VSC holds when Hamilton comes around, it's going to be the same because VSC is going to neutralize it. But if this VSC ends with Hamilton not having boxed, that's where he lost the race. That's Hamilton was going to oh my god, I can't believe this. If this VSC ends, he would have got 12 seconds for free, and that's what he needed. Verstappen's done it. I can't move the car that quick. Let's see. Let's see. I called it. I was on the radio like box, Lewis, box now. This is tense, everyone. This is tense. Keep an eye for that VSC ending. If Hamilton boxes here, he's going to save a ton of time. Here we go. He goes into the pits. He needs that VSC out. He needs Alonso to be very leisurely and elderly getting out of that car. Now, Hamilton's not going to come out. I want to be clear. Hamilton's not going to come out. I think... oh my god, maybe he is. Is Hamilton going to come out ahead of Russell and Antonelli? Oh my god! He's going to come out in P1! Hamilton's... oh my days! VSC ending! They've pulled a blinder here because they've got one less lap on this tyre now. That could not have worked out more perfectly for Hamilton. That could not have worked out more perfectly. Alfonso clutch, yes indeed. Thank you, Alfonso. Chat, everyone put thank you, Alfonso in chat. Because who would have guessed that in 2007? 20 years later. Okay. So Hamilton is in the lead by 2.3 seconds. None of these cars are going to stop. Also, Hamilton hasn't been in the phase where the tyres are cooled down. They've come off tyre warmers. He's come out of the pits, and basically they haven't gone through a weird phase. Whereas the Mercedes have had 2 laps where they haven't really been able to warm up the tyres. Could be interesting from a degradation perspective. Yeah, he definitely has fastest tyres. W. Alfonso. Finally some good news for Ferrari, yes indeed. Hamilton almost crashed into Gasly, who was on his way for a tyre change. Is there going to be a penalty there? Right. If you're a Lewis Hamilton fan, I want to see it in the chat. Luigi time. I want to see it in the chat. Because look how far back Verstappen and Leclerc are, by the way. Verstappen got a cheap pit stop as well, but he's still miles back. Oh, you know what would be interesting now? Safety car restart. Safety car restart would be quite interesting. Simba's got the hammers out. Gage got the hammers out. Don Barkey's got the hammers out. Lewis Hamilton, 8-time World Drivers' Championship champion. Is it happening? Is it basically confirmed now? Get the t-shirts printed. Don saying, come on, Lewis. Josh saying, to think all those people calling him washed. Macan saying hammer time. I see lots of hammers in the chat here. But let's see the pace. We haven't even seen the pace yet. What's the pace saying? 20.3, fastest lap of the race for Hamilton. Russell, 20.6, Hamilton faster. Antonelli, 20.8, Hamilton faster. Lando, 20.9, Hamilton faster. Okay. Oh my god. This is the race. This is the one. This is the one. This is the one where we get to see the finish. Don't go anywhere, obviously. This is the one. Because at some point, those Mercedes are going to come good. W. Alfonso. Joseph Russell very unlucky. Macan saying King Kardashian Juju. As he said, my favourite driver is Max, but I'm rooting for Lewis or George now. Keep an eye on Lando, by the way. Keep an eye on Lando here. Lando could still win this race. Gabriella Swing Hamilton. Riot LH44 all the way. Big Joe Jackson, have you got money on Hamilton? Surely not. Yeah, he's got a 5-lap delta on Russell. Can Hamilton see this through? Big for his career. Big for the season. Big for the championship, dare I say. Yeah, Ferrari played a blinder there, calling Alfonso, hey, can you just bin it by your grandstand? Alfonso's in his grandstand doing signatures now. He's perfectly happy. There's no point in being at the back. 3.7 seconds is the gap, everyone. Ferrari on plan W. Yeah. 20.1 for Hamilton. Fastest car on circuit right now. Fastest car on the damn circuit. He's 6 seconds quicker than the Cadillac. Oh my goodness me. Ferrari on plan W. Thanks Suzy K for the £5 best stream out of their chat. Please put your claps in the chat. Honestly, this might be one of those days that you never, ever, ever forget. It might be one that you never forget. Because what's going to happen here? As Hamilton is stretching his legs. Look at this. 4.3 seconds. This is huge. This is huge. Chat, please make sure you hit the like button. Please make sure you subscribe as well if you're enjoying this, because this F1 season looks like it might be about to get extremely tasty. Extremely tasty. Can we dream towards an Abu Dhabi 2026 with Hamilton in WDC contention? Wouldn't that just be tantalizing? Simba saying minor infringement, don't think it'll be an issue. Okay. Is it being investigated though? Professor saying Lewis has been waiting for this. Michael, Sir Lewis Hamilton, 4.5 seconds off, 5-lap delta on the tyres. These 21 laps are going to go extremely slowly if you're a Lewis Hamilton fan, and extremely quickly if you're a George Russell fan. Heretic, am I dreaming right now? You're not dreaming. This is real. This is real. This is happening. Albon has been reincarnated. Did he unretire? They unretired, bro. Right, it says Lewis is pulling away. Ah, imagine the universe balance if the 2026 Abu Dhabi there's a safety. Yeah, Stroll bins it, and it's Hamilton in P2, and Hamilton gets onto the fresh tyres. Whoa. Oh, Chaya, Hamilton under investigation about something that happened under yellow flag. Unsure as to what. Oh, the Corvette one. Okay. Unsure as to what. Hamilton under investigation. Imagine if they give a 5... Oh my god, if they give a 5-second penalty to Hamilton. Hamilton under investigation. Why always him? Hamilton, this race makes me want to race as well. Like, this is what racing's about. Michael, if they rob Hamilton, I'll lose it. I say we all riot. Actually, don't do that. FIA investigating Lewis Hamilton, or infringement noted. Now, Hamilton's in the Gasly situation. If there's no more safety cars here, that if it's a 5-second penalty, that will be applied after the race. But as it stands, Hamilton is more than 5 seconds ahead of George Russell. Vettel, they can't let him win. Don's jumping on full straight after this. Joseph, Lewis needs to build the gap now. Yeah, they're going to try and bring him down. They're going to try and stop him at all costs. Lewis Hamilton under investigation. Yellow flag infringement. Yellow flag infringement. Simba's now investigating the FIA. 5.6 seconds is the gap. 19 laps to go. This is going to take forever if you're a Hamilton fan. It's going to take forever. Selfins, that's BS. I don't want Hamilton to win anymore. Michael saying FIA corruption. What's going to happen here then? By the way, keep an eye on Lando Norris. I'm telling you, keep an eye on Lando. Lando is just 2 seconds behind Kimi. He's there or thereabouts. Also, are the Mercedes going to fight? Is there going to be a reliability problem for someone? Welcome, Gabriel, Dart, Trevor. You know what? Let's do another nations check. I want to see where in the world you're watching from in this potentially historic moment. 6.5 seconds. Goodness me. Look at the gap. Hamilton is stretching his legs. Right, let me know where in the world you're watching from today. Laxa from Finland. Vlaka, Croatia. Shire from Netherlands. Max from Monaco. Goodness me. 7 seconds. This isn't just a comeback. This is domination at the moment. Click Rock Netherlands, Mike Schmidt, welcome. Mike from America, Michael Owusu of Australia, Miriam from Malta, Noyo Gaming India, Gessier from France, Pedro France, Chimimble India, and Xavier saying no further investigation confirmed. No further investigation on Hamilton here. But he's still doing hammer time. Don from Britain, Joe Johans Beek from South Africa, Alex from Uganda, Vivi from Perth, Ayana Manuel from New Zealand, Mike from Guyana, Emma Dramise from Sri Lanka, Wilson from Malawi, Hypers UK, Hamid from India, Donny from Ireland, Azzy Philippines, Laxa we know from Finland. Okay, Hamilton is absolutely flying here. What is going on? 7 seconds is the gap, 18 laps to go. So Hamilton can start to afford to lose. Not that he wants to, but he can start to afford to lose at half a second a lap and he'd be okay. This could be unbelievable scenes. Atiki is new here from Chicago, welcome. David from Ghana, welcome. Nowhere VV. Gage from Barbados, Heather from Mauritius, Gabriella from South Africa, Yolanda from Netherlands, Roden from Netherlands as well. Whoa. 7 seconds is the gap. 20.8 for Hamilton. 21 for Russell Anthony Norris. Where is he getting this pace from? And can Norris get involved? Lando, our race is having better pace over the whole stint than the cars ahead. Titus from South Africa, Ashvik from India, Magda from Romania, Zara from UK. Selfie saying Hamilton is the GOAT. If Hamilton wins this race, where is Lewis Hamilton in the GOAT conversation? Tell me honestly, where is he in the GOAT conversation? Welcome Carlos from Portugal, Kim from South Africa, Sibius from South Africa. Big South African fans today. Love to see it. At what point do we just put him undisputed in the GOAT conversation? Welcome Atiki, Hayden, Aaron Jr. and Luke as well. Welcome Carlo. Professor saying Lewis is already the GOAT. Michael, GOAT Hamilton, the greatest ever lived. Jason, GOAT convo is over since 2021. What, in what way? 8.3 seconds. 8.3 seconds. Damn it, man. Flavius from Belgium, welcome, welcome, welcome. Don saying he never stopped being the GOAT. Welcome Hayden from Wales. 8.3 seconds. More than a second a lap quicker. I'm not being funny. This is GOAT level behavior. This is GOAT level behavior. I think we're witnessing greatness right now. Like, I'm not exaggerating. This is like Senna, the Monaco Senna thing. Like, I literally have goosebumps. Look, I actually have goosebumps because this is an insane moment. Like, we've all watched in this community Formula One over the last, for example, at least since Hamilton's changed teams and everything that he's gone through. We've watched it all together on the stream. He is not in the I don't believe he's in the fast car, though. Like I said, I think there is like a moment happening where they're in as fast a car. But Hamilton is just being absolutely ridiculous here. Arguably, he didn't even need the VSC at this rate. 9 seconds. Chat, put 9s in chat. Put a 9 in chat if you're counting the seconds. Put your 9s in there. Welcome Rudy from London. Go Lewis. Black has got the 9 in there. Put your 9s in there. Teleport 8, we'll round up to 9. Goodness me. Lewis Hamilton, 20.9. So there is a big variation in the times. He's really pushing it. Mike Schmidt saying he'll win by 15. Some random saying Toto said they're better on tyre wear. So despite Lewis doing less laps on this tyre, they may start to reel him in. Wow. 9.3 seconds. Are we going to be putting 10s in there? I'm just going to show you what I'm going to be putting in there. If it goes to 10 seconds, I'm just going to put one in there. If it goes to 10 seconds, I'm going to be putting that in there. Xavier saying just bring it home, don't crash. Welcome Patrick from South Africa. What would your mentality be? Are we trending in South Africa or something? What would your mentality be if you're Lewis Hamilton right now? Are we going to be throwing some 10s in there? Are we going to be throwing some 10s? 9.8. I'm going to load it up. I'm going to load it up. I'm loading it up. 9.9. 10 seconds. Put your 10s in chat, everyone. Put your 10s in chat. Hamilton is 10 seconds ahead. What is his absolute GOAT level behavior? 10s in chat, everyone. Maybe they told how Lewis, you need a 10-second gap. The FIA are onto us. You need a 10-second gap, Lewis. Ah. Wow. This just feels like insane to see Hamilton. I'm going to wake up. I'm going to pinch myself and wake up at some point. It's insane. You know what? You know what I've got to do? I've got to do it, okay? I'll be back. I'll be back.
Keep trying.
It's hammer time, everyone. It's hammer time. It's happening. We've waited a long time for this. We've waited a long time. It's not the shirt. It's not the shirt. I just can't believe it. 10.4 seconds. I'm just thinking now, surely something can't go wrong here. Surely something can't go wrong. I'm gonna have to... When is the swap gonna happen? When are the Mercedes gonna get faster? 13 laps to go. Remember, they're going into the unknown here on the tyres. Norris being told Anthony's been reported to FIA. Is that for track limits? Maybe Kimi getting a track limit penalty. Beating say, Lord, please, I need this Lewis Hamilton win this GP. Let's see what's gonna happen. Pray for angels to protect Lewis. 10.8 seconds is the gap right now. Remember, the saving on the safety car was about 12 seconds. So at this rate, Hamilton actually did not need it. Nikki's off my seat and in tears. I want to know in the chat, what are you if you're a Hamilton fan, what are you doing here to make this happen? What superstitions are you doing? What superstitions? .9 seconds. 20.9. Hamilton's just putting in those 20s like nobody's business. Miriam's drinking a cup of tea. Big Joe's praying and not looking at the screen. Etiki can't sit. Putin's on his knee. I want to see some photos in the Discord later, what people were doing. 11.3 seconds. Hamilton's just absolutely dominating, but first sector was slower. First sector slower now than the Mercedes. But if Antonelli is going to get a penalty, that's one Mercedes less to worry about. But Hamilton's going to have to lose a second a lap now if he's going to lose this. Jason says this Hamilton fan is smiling. Mackie sitting in the rain in Michigan, watching my goat. He brought me into the sport. Can't wait till Vegas. You're going to see him in Vegas? I think he said Vegas or Circuit of the Americas. Willie's holding my breath because I remember when the FIA screwed him over at Abu Dhabi. Yeah, Hamilton is absolutely flying at the moment, 11.3, although I would say it's stabilising now. 21, he's dropped into the 21s now. 11 laps to go. Deg is going to be massive here. Like, these drivers are doing no one has done the laps on this tyre that need to be done. By the Mercedes, though. Because Hamilton's got the advantage on the tyres as well. That's a little bit that he's got that the VSC has given him. Cell phone, I'm a vendor. At Cyprus, swap meet in California. Got my Lewis Hamilton flags, my Great Britain flags, and watching it on my tablet and watching you on my phone. Let's go. Roger says, you think Lewis Hamilton has taken this GP? I think Lewis Hamilton is odds on to take this. I just can't believe it. I can't believe it. You have to remember, the Mercedes has won every single race this season. Every single race. And I think they've been on pole position every race. Like, it's been domination. And this is why Catalonia should not be off the calendar. It should not be taking Catalonia off the calendar. Michael says, bring it home. The thing is, when you're in a position like this, you just got to keep... You just got to keep pushing it. You can't change your rhythm, in my experience. 12.3 seconds, so goodness me. Chris says we're going to hear a very emotional Lewis. And some random saying he'll be the first driver to win a race with 3 different manufacturers. Is that true? Is that true? Surely that happened before, back in the day. I'm trying to think. Hamilton dirty here. Hamilton's got a bit of traffic now, but 12.7 is the gap. Kimi's actually the driver on the move. Kimi was, but even then, like, he's so much quicker. 40 seconds ahead of Charles Leclerc.
Focus on the race ahead.
Cruel sends Sir Lewis Hamilton and the Scarlet Red. This is perfect. Well, let's see. Yeah, what about reliability here? What about reliability? Surely Hamilton will get it. 13 seconds is the gap now. 13 seconds. The Mercedes look absolutely crushed. What does this mean for the championship as well? Excited, actually will be delighted to see Lewis take a win, to be honest. Yeah, what have Ferrari built here? Maybe Ferrari have actually... This is pretty crazy. I mean, the Mercedes has been by far the quickest car this season. That Mercedes was 40 seconds ahead in Monaco. Nine laps to go, and the gap is still growing. It's still growing. I think it's only going to be a mistake or reliability now that would stop it, to be honest. Yeah, great question from Random. Do you think they'll let Antonio 3 for World Driver Championship? What did Mercedes do here? Do they need all the points possible? Given that Hamilton is winning this by 13 seconds, and given that Hamilton feels like actually clearly the #1 driver at Ferrari now. Ryan says Lewis's tyres are five lap fresher. He's a master at car management and bringing it home in one piece. Well, let's see. Williams sent to prayer up. Race of the year so far. Yeah, Monaco was a great race, even though people say it tends not to be. Catalonia people say they hate, but I've always loved it. The 2 races that I really enjoy so much I even went to see them, been to these tracks most out of any other track in Formula 1, are delivering the goods this year. Something else that's going to be investigated after the race, by the way. Yeah, I was going to say Prost. I thought Prost would have got it. This track is high degradation, so clarity from early on. I think what's cost Mercedes here a little bit is that they covered Hamilton so early. I don't think they needed to cover Hamilton so early, perhaps, but there's many different permutations here, and obviously the VSC as well. Only 8 laps to go. Praying that the car finishes. What do you do for your Mercedes here? Like, surely Kimi has more pace than Russell at this point anyway. Yeah, this could be a 10 for the season. We still got to go to places like Spa. We still got to go to all of the big races like Brazil, Vegas. I mean, I cannot overemphasize this. The fastest car in Formula 1 right now seems to be Lewis Hamilton's Ferrari. "15 seconds ahead." Remember, the VSC gave him a 12-second advantage, so I think Ferrari just played an absolute blinder here. He's a second a lap quicker still than the Mercedes. Welcome V&M and Ariel. Yeah, 15-second gap, and it's just getting bigger and bigger. This could be a 20-second win. Just imagine if you haven't seen this race and you see the headline, Hamilton wins Spanish Grand Prix by 20 seconds. I think you can do 20. I think 20 would be a marker. Yeah, this is reminding me of Senna. Like, this is... Oh, Antonelli overtakes Russell. Antonelli gets past Russell in turn 1. Look to be neck and neck. Maybe they're battling. Imagine they come together. That'll be horrendous for Mercedes. They're very close. I think they're fighting. So what happened down the straight? George defended very hard. He put Kimi onto the red paint on the pit exit. Very hard defending from Russell. Yeah, that definitely was not team orders, put it like that. Let's see whether Kimi's got a penalty anyway. I mean, if Kimi's going to get a 5-second penalty for track limits, which I think is highly likely given that other teams will be able to present evidence, maybe they want to make sure that Kimi gets 5 seconds ahead of Lando. That's what I would do. 5 laps to go though. Hamilton is 17 seconds ahead because they've been fighting. GameStar saying Kimi is killing any confidence left in Russell to challenge for the championship. How is Russell P3 here? He started pole. How on earth is he P3? I think Russell's going to be completely broken. I think he's going to be completely broken here. 5 laps to go, by the way. Hamilton is still doing incredibly... Oh, Russell! Oh my god! I think they've crashed. This could be a safety car as well. This could be a safety car. I think Kimi's out. I think they've come together. I think this is the most dramatic race ever. It's either reliability or mistake. What happened here at turn 5? Oh, it's reliability. It's reliability or a puncture. It might be rear left puncture. Yellow flag. I think it's going to be a safety car, and oh, it's going to be a safety car, as if we could have VSC. But I reckon. Oh no, he's right. He's right by an access path. He's right by an access path. The question is, are they going to be comfortable, or what's the policy in recovering that car not under safety car? This is like Abu Dhabi 2021 all over again. If there's a safety car here, they might have 1 lap at the end, and also no, Russell can't box. If it wasn't for Lando, Russell would be on fresh tyres. Russell would do an Abu Dhabi 2021. I'm not sure whether they can recover that car. It's right by an access path. But will they be comfortable doing it under VSC? Yeah, Kimi retires. Yeah, Hamilton could preemptively box. I mean, Leclerc's boxed. I wouldn't do it though. I wouldn't preemptively box. There's so many parallels here to Abu Dhabi 2021. It's crazy. Three laps left under VSC. You know what would be insane? If they pull a red flag now, that would be crazy. If they pull a red flag or a safety car. But if they can recover Kimi's car under VSC, you have to ask the question from a Mercedes perspective. Why did Kimi make it so easy, as Leclerc retires, I think, why did Kimi make it so easy for them to recover his car? Because Kimi could have very easily caused a safety car there, and a safety car would have allowed Russell to catch up to Hamilton. So it's very, very, very interesting. Like, if you're George Russell, you might be fuming. I think they're going to try. I think they're going to be able to recover it under VSC. They're trying. Actually, no, they might not be able to because it's got a puncture. Oh, they're wheeling it. They're wheeling it. Yeah, I think they are. I think they're going to be able to. So that VSC is going to end very shortly. VSC is going to end very shortly. Oh my goodness, what kind of drama is this? What kind of drama? This is all a bit of a madness. You know, the thing is, Antonelli's normally so quick. He's done so many laps on people. He could have still been in the points, but not this time. Yeah, Behrman's out as well. I think Albon was out and then is back now. 2 laps to go. Next time Hamilton goes around, it's going to be the last lap. So this is going to basically be done under VSC. I'm not sure why it's still a VSC. They're making a complete mess of recovering the car, is what's happening. Because they've hit it into the barrier. They've made a complete mess of it. In hindsight, it probably should have been a safety car. Because they probably needed to get a tractor on track and pick it up. BSC ending. BSC ending. So when Hamilton goes around next time, it's going to be the last lap. Is there, you know, what Kimi's tyres could be what happened in Silverstone about 10 years ago. Do you remember when there were loads of punctures? Because everyone ran the hard tyre so long. And the Mercedes have run the hard tyre pretty much longer than anyone. Yeah, Leclerc is out. Leclerc died so Hamilton could win maybe. Kimi's out as well. This is huge for the championship. Hamilton's going to catch so many points up to Kimi. My mind can't even comprehend what's happening here. Hamilton is going to be on the final lap now. Does the car look okay? The car looks okay. Absolutely unbelievable scenes. Unbelievable scenes there. Oh, Don, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the 5 gifted memberships. Chat, please do thank the Don for that. Please do thank the Don. Thank you so much, Don Barracuda, for the 5 gifted. Epic's got it. Mr. Ace. G-Wagon, Captain Howdy as well. Much appreciated. Please do put your claps in the chat. But we are about to see Lewis Hamilton is going to win somehow the Barcelona Grand Prix, which I don't think anyone would have predicted. I don't think anyone could have predicted this at all. It's all like, we don't even know if the standings are working. Is it going to happen? Lewis Hamilton goes over the line and wins the Spanish Grand Prix. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. I don't understand how this has happened. And he's won it by 20 seconds as well. It's not even close. It's not even close. It's not even close. Alright, put your immediate reactions in the chat, because I don't even know how to like process that. I don't even know what this means for the championship. I mean, Hamilton's got 25 points on Kimi, and we're relatively early in the championship as well. Like, it's massive. It's like everyone's really happy, basically. My God, what does this mean for the championship now? What are the standings saying? And has George Russell caught massively up on Kimi as well? It's basically all closed up at the front. Still I rise. Yeah. 20 seconds he could have got there even at the pit under VSC. I mean, that's the best of Formula 1, that race, in a circuit that they're dropping for what looks to be a terrible Madrid circuit. But we'll never forget. We will never forget 2026 Catalonia when Lewis won. 115 for Hamilton, 156 for Antonelli. So Hamilton is there or thereabouts. I think it's more than just the race as well. It could be the championship. Kimi, to me, it looked like a puncture. I think they ran that hard tyre so long. Also, should they have done a 3-stop? Maybe they should have just covered one of the Mercedes to cover Hamilton. Yeah, Kimi might have got a 5-second penalty anyway. Yeah, Hamilton's out the cockpit like that. You can't believe it. He's a race winner. I mean, he's won a sprint race last year in China, but he's now a race winner for Ferrari. Absolute madness. Yeah, thanks to Barcelona. Thanks to everyone in chat. Thanks for all the mods as well. No worries, Willie. Thanks for all the donations and the memberships as well. I really appreciate it. Oh. That's going to be one that's going to take a bit of time to process. Looks like we just witnessed something from the GOAT. No worries, Professor. Great race as well, and a little bit of, not just a little bit, massive drama at the end with the championship leader DNFing. So Hamilton pulls into the pits. It's like a little winner's box. Stands up in the car, puts the wheel back in, steps over the halo, onto the front of the car, fist bumps the air, jumps off, going to run into his team. Oh, big jump by Hamilton into the team. The barrier's going to go flying here. Huge from Hamilton. Unbelievable scenes. Unbelievable scenes. Because I feel like I made content when Hamilton moved to Ferrari. I was like, this could not go well. You know, this could actually really hurt his legacy. And last season, it kind of looked like I might have been a little bit right, potentially. But I feel like this victory, it sounds like he has changed so much in Ferrari. So we could be looking at someone here who's going to be a team owner in the future, team principal. Although because he's done so much. Kimi congratulates him. It's one of the great comeback stories in all of sport. Lando gets weighed as Hamilton's crouching by the scales. Maybe a little bit. Lando's got stuff to do. Optics aren't great. Hamilton gets weighed now. Hamilton won on merit. Yeah, I think Hamilton didn't win that on merit. I think the VSC helped him. Yeah, Antonelli was there as well, congratulating Hamilton. Great to see. And Lando's on the podium as well. Checo congratulates Hamilton. Yeah, that was great to see from Antonelli. Russell congratulates Hamilton. Max congratulates Hamilton. Slightly new look for Hamilton, slightly different hairstyle. Maybe it's paid dividends. He's kind of saying something to himself. He's vibing a bit. I mean, wow. Might have been spiritual taking Kimi's towel. Superstitious. Goes back to his mechanics. Great to see. It's an all British podium as well. Pretty crazy. Shout out to Alfonso, yeah. Alfonso W. Airway size X? Yeah, all British podium. What a moment for Ferrari. I mean, Ferrari do win races. You know, Carlos Sainz won in 23 in Singapore when the Red Bull was dominant. Leclerc's won in Monza, won in Monaco. So it's not unusual for Ferrari to win races. I think the big question is, does this mean that Hamilton can take them to maybe the championship? Everyone's congratulating Hamilton. Oldest driver to win a GP? Surely not. Surely Fangio and people like that. Well, I'll take my helmet off. It's hot in here. Oh. It's hot in the helmet. Tell you what, that makes me want to go racing for sure. For sure, that makes me want to go racing. When and where is the next race? We'll be here. Make sure you're subscribed. We'll be there. That was proper hammer time. It's funny, in the last 2 years, we've said it so many times, like, can Lewis do it? And it's never worked at Mercedes or Ferrari last few years. Well, but Lewis has won races though, so I don't know why this feels different. I really don't know why this feels different. Why does it feel so different? Yeah, welcome to new subscribers. Next race is a Red Bull Ring, and then we'll be going to Silverstone. Silverstone could be a big one. Verstappen P4 as well. 26 laps on the medium for Verstappen. Monza will be mega. First full GP win for Ferrari, yeah. You look so dumb with that on your head. It's called a helmet. Oh, man. Crazy. Crazy. Hamilton wins for Ferrari by 20 seconds. What does this mean? I think it's, yeah, because it's quite a while, because it's Hamilton winning for Ferrari. It's also big for the championship. I don't know why it didn't mean. I don't know why it didn't mean more when. I think maybe because when Hamilton was winning for Mercedes, like after 2021, it felt like, yeah, but Mercedes are basically on a downward trend, whereas this feels like maybe Ferrari on an upward trend. So this is special. He's been on the podium in a row now. Yep. First non-Mercedes GP winner. Yep. Didn't really need the VSC, to be honest. Would have been exciting without it. He would have had to overtake people without it. But they got their own luck. They made their own luck. I'm up to buy a Ferrari shirt now. Thanks, Nicky. Saito was gutted for Kimi. He was faster than George. Yeah, I wonder how that... to me, it looked like a puncture. I wonder how it came about. Right, I think what I'm going to do is I'll do a video on Formula Fan TV. If one of the mods can put a link into Formula Fan TV, because there'll be like a reaction video going there, like ASAP. And then we'll have some short stuff going out on that channel as well, actually, and also Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all those ones. And maybe we'll do a live stream tomorrow on Formula Fan TV as well, I'm not sure. I think they had contact fighting with George. Yeah, it could be. In which case, George is very, very, very lucky. Very lucky. Yeah, what do I talk about? What do I talk about? I think I've just got to process it first. But yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to record a video now, go on Formula Fan TV. There, one of the mods has put it in. Also, the current pinned comment, that's my sim racing newsletter. So if you're not signed up to that and you want to get it, it's free. So sign up to that. I'm going to send that out later as well. Yeah, maybe Leclerc was sacrificed for this. Maybe Leclerc was sacrificed. But it feels like potentially a very exciting season now. And I think Antonelli with the DNF has helped that cause. I think Leclerc needs to get the same brakes that Hamilton's got. Right, everyone, thank you so much for joining. It's been amazing as always. So much fun. Make sure to go to Formula Fan TV, subscribe there, because there'll be a video coming out very soon, kind of with my more consolidated thoughts. And then we'll be back. We'll be back for Red Bull Ring. We'll be back for Silverstone, I think. Very, 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 very exciting. Very exciting race. I'm kind of buzzing from how exciting it was. But yeah, thanks everyone. Thanks for the mods. And I'll see you all